Donald Trump arrived in the UK late Tuesday for an unprecedented second state visit to the country. The trip will see both pomp and protests, but the two nations also hope it will mark the start of a new era in investment. To mark the event, they've agreed a tech prosperity deal with an estimated value of $42 billion. Among the major investments promised, Microsoft says it will spend around $30 billion expanding cloud and AI infrastructure in the UK. It will also help build the country's biggest AI supercomputer in northeast London. Google promised almost $7 billion in spending on a new data centre and AI research. And Nvidia said it would deploy 120,000 advanced chips across the country. It could all be a timely boost for embattled UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who is under pressure to revive growth. He wants to pitch Britain as a destination for further investment, touting it as offering the kind of light-touch regulation favoured by the US. The UK government says the new pact will include efforts to use AI in healthcare, expand quantum computing capabilities, and streamline civil nuclear projects. Trump's visit is unlikely to be all plain sailing, however, with the US president a divisive figure in the UK. In a possible taste of things to come, protesters projected images of him with the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein onto the walls of Windsor Castle. Starmer will be hoping there are no more such stunts when his guest arrives at the castle on Wednesday to be feted with a day of royal pageantry.
I heard the sound right over my head. I was sitting at my computer and my intuition told me to get up. I literally made 2 steps and then the chandelier fell. There was an explosion and the chandelier under which I had just sat fell down. That's what happened.
Ben & Jerry's co-founder Jerry Greenfield has resigned after almost 5 decades at the company. That's as its bitter feud with parent Unilever deepened over its stance on the Gaza conflict. In an open letter shared on X, Greenfield said the ice cream maker had lost its independence since Unilever curtailed its social activism. The two firms have clashed since 2021, when the Chubby Hubby maker said it would stop sales in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. Co-founder Ben Cohen was arrested in May for protesting the war in Gaza during a Senate hearing, while Ben & Jerry's independent board branded the conflict in Gaza a genocide, a rare stance for a major US company. The brand has since sued its parent over alleged efforts to silence it. Greenfield reiterated this accusation in his open letter, saying he could no longer, quote, in good conscience work for the ice cream brand, despite a merger agreement meant to safeguard its social mission. A spokesperson from Magnum Ice Cream, Unilever's ice cream unit, said that it, quote, disagrees with Greenfield's perspective and has sought to engage both co-founders in a, quote, constructive conversation. Unilever did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Greenfield's departure comes as Ben & Jerry's has been calling for its own spin-off, ahead of a planned listing of Magnum in November.
The summer of 2025 has been the hottest in the historic series in Spain. By 1/10 of a degree, it has surpassed the summer of 2022, which was the one with the highest average temperature so far. This means that at least since 1961, we haven't experienced a summer with such high temperatures. In 2022 and 2025, we've already surpassed that 2003 summer. These summers of 2022 and 2025 are a trailer or spoiler for what could happen in the middle of the century.
De lo que puede suceder a mediados del siglo.
Attack, of course, expedites the need for renewed strategic.
Novo Nordisk will test whether its future weight loss drugs can treat a wide range of obesity-linked conditions. It's already begun doing so with its blockbuster drug, Wegovy. The Danish drug maker said that through clinical trials it aims to build evidence across both severe and more common obesity-related conditions. This includes knee osteoarthritis and sleep apnea. Novo's research lead told Reuters that obesity is related to over 200 different comorbidities, but it hasn't revealed which it plans to investigate for its experimental therapies. It's already received regulatory approval for semaglutide as a treatment to reduce risks of cardiovascular events like heart attacks and strokes. Semaglutide is the active ingredient in best-selling drugs Wegovy and Ozempic, and Novo's also eagerly awaiting results from a trial testing it in Alzheimer's disease, marking semaglutide's push beyond obesity and diabetes treatment. Analysts estimated just a 10% probability of success for the trial, but said positive outcomes could generate an additional $15 billion in annual revenue for the drug maker. Novo spoke to Reuters days after it announced it would cut 9,000 jobs. That's as it tries to reignite growth and fend off competition from US rival Eli Lilly.
Britain's largest car maker, Jaguar Land Rover, said a pause in production due to a cyber attack would now stretch to September the 24th. That extends the stoppage at its British plants to more than 3 weeks. It said it shut down its systems in early September to contain the hack that severely disrupted its retail and manufacturing operations. The luxury car maker, owned by India's Tata Motors, has 3 factories in Britain that usually produce about 1,000 cars per day. But it's told many of its 33,000 staff to stay at home. There's also concern about the financial impact of the stoppage on JLR's British supply chain. It includes many smaller companies and supports 104,000 jobs across the country. The Unite trade union has warned of job losses and said government support would be needed given the lengthy stoppage. JLR has said the incident has affected some data, although it remains unclear whether it involved customers, suppliers or internal systems. The breach was the latest in a string of cyber and ransomware attacks targeting companies around the world. In Britain, household names including Marks & Spencer and Co-op have fallen victim to increasingly sophisticated breaches.